So, where are we going? Exactly.
You know where we are. This is,
Well, this is like Gil's office building.
yeah, totally.
So, well, what are we doing there now? It's almost midnight.
We're just taking care of business. You know?
What do you mean, taking care of business?
Do you like money? Do you like making money? Do you have any interest in a little Skrilla?
I guess so, but
Well, then come on. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you come in for a shift is get yourself organized, right?
Mhm.
So you got to find out, where you're assigned. I'm here tonight. Come on in. Just gonna shut that. And he always leaves. Gil always leaves stuff. He leaves stuff completely disorganized. Being organized is probably the most important part of this kind of gig, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you know the story of the tortoise and the hare?
I've heard that story.
Tortoise and the hare. Tortoise plans ahead, right?
Yep.
Hare spends all winter long not saving up nuts. Who's saving up the nuts? Who's getting things organized? Who's looking down the road? Who's looking ahead? Who's planning for the future? Who's out drinking? Leaving his desk all messy? Inconveniencing me when I have important work to do? Who dies in The Tortoise and the Hare?
I'm not sure either one of them die. I think you're getting it confused with another.
The hare. You don't have long. Yeah, party hard, brother. Enjoy that sandy beach. While I'm here, collecting the acorns, winning the race. Slow and steady. Good evening, Mr. Holden. This is Jim calling from Dupree Services International. I was wondering if you have time to answer a few questions. It won't take more than 5 minutes of your time. Okay, great. First, I'm going to read you a statement, okay? Here it is. I like comedy. Would you say that you strongly agree, wholeheartedly agree, reluctantly agree, somewhat disagree, disagree with reluctance, disagree to some degree, half-heartedly disagree, wholeheartedly disagree, or strongly disagree? Agree. Okay. I'm just going to put you down as strongly agree, okay? Okay, next. Which of the following best describes your interest in laughing continuously for 3 hours? Extremely interested, very interested, somewhat interested, interested, somewhat not interested, somewhat disinterested, very disinterested, extremely disinterested, none of the above, all of the above, or some of the above? No, that's not an option. Okay, here are your choices again. Extremely interested. Any seasoned phone jockey is going to tell you the same 3 things to avoid when you're getting into this line of work. First, rotary phones. Spend the money, invest in a touch-tone telephone. It's going to save your fingers you're going to keep from ending up like Stumpy down the hall. 2, you want to avoid calling up and asking for the man of the house, because it is not 1950 anymore. Times have changed, and a lot of men are dead. 3rd thing that you really need to just watch out for and be aware of is what they call cold calls. You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of cold calls.
Cold calls. A lot of places will want you to do this. Don't make the cold calls. It is not worth your while. You are just banging your head up against a shelf of ice, essentially. Because you're dialing Antarctica. And people don't realize that with the international country codes. But who's there? Scientists? Penguins? Penguins do not have disposable income to buy products over the telephone.
Mr. Ferris, do you have children? Yeah, me too. Yeah, 3 and 6. Yeah, and what we're talking about is really an opportunity to invest in your children's future. This is a product that's going to last for quite a long time. You're going to be able to enjoy it. Your children are going to be able to enjoy it. They're going to be able to pass it on to their children, and probably their children to their children, and their children to their children. We're talking, great, 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 great grandchildren of yours. It's going to probably be the year 2500 before this product gives up on you. And really, my point is that this is something that's going to last. Well, would it help if I told you that Adele Adamson in Fairfax, Virginia, when she purchased her product, she regained her sight? Or that Joe from Stephenville, Newfoundland, after receiving his product in the mail, the very next day won the Newfoundland lottery? $2,500. I think that probably the most important characteristic that you could have as a telemarketer is tenacity, really. Like to get somebody on the phone and to refuse to take no for an answer. And that's really a quality that I try and impart to my students when I'm teaching workshops, because I'm often asked to go into elementary schools and talk about sales techniques. And I will start the class usually by asking who has seen the film Glenn, Gary, and Ross about the 3 swashbuckling adventurers. All for one for Ross.
Not sure that's...
And they named the chocolate bar after, you know what I'm talking about? Big Turk, because Ross was the Turkish character, and he was played by Dom DeLuise, who's a portly man, right? So is the Big Turk.
I'm not
right.
sure any,
so
any of that's
anyway,
true.
in the film Glenn, Gary, and Ross, the Gary character, who's played by Greg Kinnear, he's talking about this very important sales mantra, which is learning your ABCs. ABCs. Always be causing sales. Always be causing sales. ABCs. And then there's a little video. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the kids get that part.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't ordinarily do this, but it's coming up to the end of my shift, and I'm willing to give you probably what would you say to a 10% discount? Yeah? Yeah? You think maybe? Excellent. Okay. Let me just get a little bit of information. And how do you spell that again? Lucier. And it was Windsor, Ontario. Okay. All right. Well, a pleasure doing business with you tonight. I really think you're going to enjoy the product. Look for that in your mail, probably 6 to 8 weeks, and you have a good night now. Okay, you too. Take care. Okay, bye-bye. Fifth sale of the night. Time to celebrate. Shift's winding up. These things are going like hotcakes.
But what? I still don't really understand what it is you've been selling all night.
Oh, well, I'll show you. Here.
Okay.
It's premium products. Just down here. We have sort of a stockpile. Just up. Just around here. The main sales area is sort of separate from where we keep the merchandise. Just over here. And here we go. There we go. That's the product right there.
What's that? What?
Well, that's the first 30 episodes of our podcast on 3 DVDs.
The first 30 episodes of Jim Dupree Enthusiast?
Jim Dupree Enthusiast in a collector's edition case.
All on 3 DVDs.
3 DVDs. I'll show them to you right now. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Do you know how many hours of entertainment that is? If you had to guess.
That's got to be at least 3 hours of entertainment.
I would say at least 3 hours.
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Are there like special features on there?
I think it's jam-packed with special features. You know,
Like what?
You want to learn a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
yeah, absolutely.
You know, you maybe want to watch some comedy, some live comedy.
Yeah.
You want interactive DVD menus.
That's fantastic.
I mean, what kind of price would you expect to pay for something like this?
3 DVDs. That's got to
Yeah.
be like at least $80, $90.
Not even. What if I was giving you a really good deal? What price would you expect to pay?
At a deal, maybe 50.
What would you say if I told you that it was $20?
In what currency?
Well, you could pay $20 Canadian, or $20 American, or 20 euros. That works out to be 33 Australian dollars. That includes shipping.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I know you would, like you say, it's probably a $90 value.
But for the people, $20 or 33 in Australia.
You know, I sometimes ask myself, you know, like how could you order something like this?
Well, how could you not?
But I mean, like if somebody actually really did want to order it, wouldn't it be good if like information came up on the screen?
You mean like, who to write and where to send your money to?
Yeah.
And like, how could you send money if you didn't have a check? You didn't have checks or you didn't want to purchase the international money orders.
A lot of people have that problem, right? They don't want to switch their currency. What I suggest is sending cash in a birthday card.
That's incredible. So like all 30 episodes uncut, uncensored,
Well, they've been
on 3
cut.
DVDs.
They've been cut. They cut like a knife. But it feels so right.
Email now to order your very own copy of the Jim Dupree Enthusiast The Incomplete Series Volume 1 box set. Available for a limited time at the introductory price of $20 Canadian, $20 US, or €20 international. Excluding Australia, it's $33 Australian. Order in the next 30 minutes and receive at no extra cost all of the special features listed on the screen and more. Send your order now via Outlook Express, Apple Mail, Eudora, Harvard Graphics, or your web-based interface of choice to dvd@collectiveproductions.com. Operators are standing by.